Game.
Get it. We'll get it all right. We're working on it. We're beautiful works in progress. Look at us go. Look at us grow. Wildflower.
Wildflowers. Oh gosh.
Here we are. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome to ENTV Today. We are the Wildflowers. We are from the Women's Wellness Network. If you haven't seen us yet, maybe you should go and check us out. Of course, if you're a woman, no offense, guys, we love you, but we are a women's group. We talk about women's things and, you probably wouldn't be too terribly interested. So here we are with the Catapult Games going ahead for our day 2 of celebrations, honoring community and, connection and discovery even sometimes. So today we are going to, yesterday we lit our flame, as if like the Olympics or something like that. So we're not going to reference so much the Olympics anymore because it's not really about competition. It's more about, like I said, about connection and collaboration and really joining together and being a team and supporting each other, lifting each other up and helping each other shine to the best of our ability. But as an intention, I am still going to light the flame. I'm going to light this candle with the intention that we will bring forward whatever needs to be said, whatever needs to be shared, whatever somebody needs to hear today, it will come about. So welcome in, everybody, and welcome to all you beautiful wildflowers. Thank you again for coming back. Our beautiful team, Yaz, Lori, and Roxanne. We are yeah, I know, it's so fun. It's so fun being a part of a team, a collective that's, showing ourselves and showing up for each other. And so thank you very much for being here. Okay, so today's events, I guess if you want to call it an event lineup we have, we're going to talk a little bit about our I guess our ancestors, our genetics, the way that we show up in the world because of, our past, how we got here. And I think about, games and Olympics and community games even. So cultural games, there's, in Scotland, they have like the Highland Games where they're chucking cabers and in, North America, we have First Nations and they have powwows and these beautiful celebrations and people really come together in community and honor those who have gone before. And it's about storytelling. It's about passing down the wisdom and the knowledge that, we learn. And some of us have lost that knowledge. So perhaps it's time to gain that back. And in every way, whether it's what we eat and how it affects us, whether it's our environment and the way that we utilize what's around us, or whether it's using our imagination to grow and really expand what might be possible. So my first question to my beautiful warriors today, thinking about an anthem. So, we have these walk-up songs or we have these music that plays for us when we're in that way, when we're excited, when we're getting into getting ready to present ourselves. Sometimes we have a special song that we hear, or maybe it is our national anthem that makes us feel very proud. So I'm not saying go ahead and sing it. Nobody has to sing it. If you're at home, go ahead, sing out loud if you like. We're not going to make these girls sing on camera here, but just embody that. Just everybody think about what that is, what it means to you. Do you have a song? Do you have an anthem? Does it matter to you? So that's part of our ancestor thing. That's part of our heritage that we, connect with where we are and the communities that we live in. So our first question today, we already went around yesterday and introduced everybody, but I'm going to ask everybody to just give a little snippet of themselves and of course where they are in the world and if they connect with that anthem of where they are currently. So we're going to start with Yaz today. Hello, Yaz. How are you doing?
Hi, Tammy. I'm great. Thanks very much. I'm
Wonderful.
Yaz, and
Yeah.
I'm from Wales, Cardiff. And I used to know mine because it's Welsh. It's this whole different language. We used to know it when we were in school, but now we don't. But I'm a poet. and I was born in Tiger Bay, which where the seamen settled, and they mixed with the locals. So like where I grew up was actually Martin Luther King's dream, because it was all cultures and colors and religions, and it was just one big giant happy melting pot. So like when you brought it, how do we show our way in the world? I think we each of us has our own little kind of, we are an instrument, like our body, the way we show up in the world is like we're part of this big orchestra, I can't even say it, but like I did a poem, I performed a poem ages ago about like before the drum, like you could hear it, like it's like a heartbeat, and I wasn't sure, right, whether like hearing the drum was like a really good thing or a really bad thing, because to the neighbors, when my kids were playing music, it was obviously not a really good thing. But when you put it in another place, it's absolutely awesome. So yeah, so I want to show up in the world as like an instrument, as sharing something really awesome, and that hope to go on and carry that like torch, like you do with the fake Olympics. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wait, do you connect with your current anthem where you are? Does it make you feel patriotic, or do you have a different song that sings in your heart?
When I hear that song, it reminds me, it takes you back to school and the connection with your buddies and learning and childhood and your inner child, and it has got good memories. But it's really, really. Does any of you heard Welsh?
Heard Welsh? Yes,
Yeah.
not the anthem though. It's probably very different than my Canadian anthem.
It's really hard to learn. And like, okay, I mimed it when I kind of knew it when I was a kid. You just go along with your other, it just comes out right. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, it's really complicated. But whenever I hear it, like at the rugby stadium or when I'm out, it does hold a lot of nostalgic beautifulness, I guess.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Lori, would you like to go next? Do you have a walk-up song? Do you connect with your anthem?
Yes, well, I'm in America, and so our anthem is the Star Spangled Banner. And America's a little different because we're kind of a melting pot of all kinds of cultures. So I love the anthem because it's all I've ever known, but I also love to watch the Olympics and watch other nationalities get up on the podium and like resonate with their anthems. And I don't get the opportunity to hear many other anthems because other than the Olympics. So I've always grown up in elementary school, we would sing it and put our hand over our heart. And so, yes, it's very nostalgic for me, and I feel very grateful and thankful, for the freedoms that we have. But when you said anthem, I was thinking more of like family anthems and culture that we've grown up in, and so that makes me think of some of the old church songs growing up, sitting in the pews. My children actually asked me, what is a pew? Because modern churches don't necessarily have pews anymore. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having to explain. It's a long wooden bit. And then I come to think about it, it's like very uncomfortable. Sit on a pew for hours. But yeah, so I feel very grateful and, appreciative of all the things that growing up that I've got to experience. And for me, like in this stage of life, I'm excited to learn about other people's anthems, if that makes sense. Just broadening our horizons, so I think it's very valuable to have that past and that foundation and that family and those values. But I also think that, and it's part of like the Women's Wellness Network, right, is to come together and to learn about each other. So that's kind of what I'm thinking this morning.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lori. Okay, Roxanne, how about you, my friends? How are you feeling?
Well, absolutely the South African anthem without a doubt, because for me specifically, coming from South Africa with all the heritage and the pre and post apartheid and everything changing, I remember 1996, 1997, I think, is when we adopted the South African anthem that it is now. I mean, I was really bad at history. Don't quote me the years, but yes, I remember feeling very, how do I put it? Every time the anthem comes on, I get very emotional because rugby's in my blood. I grew up as a toddler in the rugby fields in Durban and parents rugby. And so, yeah, I mean, well, South African Springboks. I mean, hello. So for me, every time I hear the anthem, I get extremely excited. And being in Scotland, in the UK, where I've been now since, been 4.5 years, I miss the anthem more now. It hits me more now. It gets me more emotional now because I'm here than when I was back in South Africa. And I think when you're abroad, and I think generally speaking, doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, when you live in a different country, you all of a sudden become very like proud of your country. Whereas when you're in your country, you're proud, but you don't like, shout it from the rooftops. And whenever there's anything going on, we have this massive South African flag that we hang outside our window when the rugby, the World Cup's on, of course. But I do remember a moment which I'm going to share, and it was actually the day I stepped foot in Scotland for the very first time. It was 4:15 in the morning. We had just landed. It was our third flight, or it was a crazy journey getting here. And I was walking through the world's tiniest airport in Scotland. It's minute. And just remembering the song that came on, and it was actually by Johnny Clegg. It's one of his famous songs that I cannot remember now, the title, and it was all around South Africa. And my husband's like, babe, listen to the song. And I just burst out crying. I was like happy to be here, but it was like, and it's for us, it's a heritage thing, definitely. We're so, I think with all the strife that happened in the past with history in South Africa and the country being so, torn up. But something, and I get goosebumps saying it, when the World Cup in 2019, when the whole country came together, it wasn't about color, it wasn't about race, it wasn't about background. The whole country just came together, and rugby did that for us. And so every time I hear the anthem, I mean, I'm very proud. I can sing it word for word in I think it's 4 languages. It's quite crazy. I know I'm not singing it here. I have many talents, Tammy. Singing's not one of them. But yes, that's me, my story, where I come from, and I'll always raise my flag.
Beautiful. Thank you for
And I'm on time for once.
Whoa, look at you go. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, see, like connection with who we are and where we come from and who came before us. That kind of stuff like really resonates with me. And it just made me remember, I wasn't going to share anything, but it just made me remember my own story here. So I'm going to give myself 3 minutes too.
You have to.
As you're all speaking about it, it made me remember an anthem celebration that I had on a trip to Peru. So I went on a walking trek with people from all over the world. And when we got to the first night in the station, everybody was kind of getting to know themselves, or getting to know each other, not themselves, but I guess themselves too, because we were on a sort of a journey, right? And they decided we should all sing our national anthems, which was so incredibly fun. It was so interesting to hear other people's languages and the heart that they put into it, and to be in the presence of it, the resonating of it is just, it was so powerful and exciting and exhilarating. And yeah, even I sang my own. I was with my uncle. We were both here from Canada. And it was powerful and fun. And yeah, it gives you that sense, like you said, when you're away from your own country and you suddenly have this, oh, I love my country and I love the way of life and all the things that, how I got there, because Canada wasn't always my family's country either. So super interesting how it resonates inside of your body and makes you really feel proud and strong. And yes, I connect with my Canadian anthem also, even though I got my own, power songs, but my anthem's pretty powerful. So thank you for letting me share too. Okay, let's see, what are we doing next? Oh yes, our ancestors and our guides, where we've come from. Well, next we are going to go on a little journey. We are going to prepare to go and embrace the flame. We are going to go and stand around the flame as a group, as a collective, together, but also individually. So little meditation that we're going to do, and it's to bring us together, but also remember that we are individuals and that we have our own purpose, we have our own place, and to be seated at the fire with the intention of being there together, but also allowing for our own essence, our own everything that is about us to be there with us, to be, our space, our energy, filling out that space around the fire, not merging with anybody else, just being our own, but being together. So as we're going to this campfire, let's just call it a campfire because that's what I call it in my meditation. We're going to bring one item with us, one item that you would love to take with you to sit around the fire, to bring you into yourself. It can be absolutely anything, but just one item that you would choose to go and sit by the fire. And it's going to be in quiet. You would sit there in silence. You would be with yourself. We're together, but we're with ourselves. So is there one item, one thing that you would love to bring with you to keep you company, to help you feel safe, to help you feel grounded, whatever it would be for you? Just one thing. So Yaz, we're going to start with you, and I think we'll just do 1 minute this time. Are you ready? Oh, look at, she's ready to go. Okay, Yaz. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I want to bring this. First of all, I went to the dog, okay? But then I just thought, okay, but like, who would you rather have around a campfire, a genie or a dog? So I just thought I'd pick the genie, yeah? Because then I can have my wishes inside my meditation, which is what I'm all about too. So it's a really cool prompt, and it's a really cool, because who wouldn't want 3 wishes, right? Especially by a campfire, and it's the right color too. It matches, kind of matches your band.
It totally does. That's awesome, Yaz. Thank you so much. How fun. I sort of had a feeling that might be what you were going to choose. Strangely enough. Okay, I'm having a problem with my timer, so I don't know what's happening here. Let me press that button. Okay, there we go. Is it going to start again? I don't know. Okay, we'll just wing it if it doesn't work. This is not like the Olympics. We don't actually have to have exact timing, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's stuck. It's stuck at 14. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, Lori, how about you? What item would you bring with you?
Yeah, I was going there in my mind. I like to kind of visualize me sitting at a campfire. And the one thing that kept coming back to me is just a nice, warm, fuzzy blanket. Not necessarily anything sentimental, but just having something around you and almost like a warm hug, just the comfort of a blanket. Yeah, that's kind of where my mind went.
Okay, I might bring one of your hoodies. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Roxanne, what about you, my friend?
Well, if it was a nice warm campfire that I was going to go sit on my own or with you guys, it would definitely have to be a really nice glass of my favorite red wine that I would sip on, that would take me back home. I have tried a lot of red wines in this country, in the UK, but if here you get a lot of other countries' red wines. And when I drink a wine that's from South Africa, it just immediately makes me feel like I'm home. And so campfire, red wine. And if someone wants to bring me a steak as well, I'm good with that too. That's like my perfect setting.
Beautiful. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I would totally join you there. That sounds wonderful. I don't know what's going on with the timer. Okay.
It's all good.
Okay, I love all your answers. You want to know why? Because they all kind of go with who I kind of know that you are. Roxanne with food, right? That kind of thing. Lori, the blanket, your clothing company, the line that you sell. I think about, the hoodie that I got, and it makes that right. And Yaz, your lantern with your imagination and the way that you work is all the things that you said are so perfect. They're perfect. I love it. Oh my word. I love you ladies. Okay, so now we're at our campfire. I need to have a sip of water if you don't mind.
And Tammy, what are you taking to the campfire?
Right.
That's a really good question, isn't
Her
it?
lip eyes.
What's that?
Her lip eyes. You were lippy.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to show it yet, but I'm going to take my bead set. So this bead set I actually use for my practice of healing. So it has lots of meanings through the whole thing. But I made this one actually right after learning about this campfire meditation. And when I went there, I met a wolf. So this is representing the wolf. So it's got the gray fur, the ashes, the wood for the logs, the fire itself, the smoke, the sky, and the wind. So it's representing a bat. But when I go to the campfire every time, I like to discover something new, somebody new, something new, a new pet, a new spirit animal, an ancestor. There's always something there, somebody there coming to me, whether it's, it's always a living, something sentient. It's always somebody who's can actually move towards me and sit beside me. And when we go to the campfire, there are, there's the kind of rules that we like to follow when we go to the campfire, because you don't want just anybody showing up there. You want who you want to come and sit there and be comfortable with you. And so we're going to go to the campfire. We're going to do a little quick meditation. And while we're there, we are going to meet, this specific one is to meet our pet. So whether you've had a pet in the past who you really loved and enjoyed, or you never had a pet at all and wished you had a certain pet, or you had a friend who had a pet and you loved that pet, or you saw something on a program and you thought, oh, what a nice pet. That person gets along so well with that pet. I would like that relationship too. So however it shows up for you is perfect. So we're going to connect into our heart first, and then we'll do a little quick campfire meditation around our beautiful eternal flame. So if we could all just get comfortable and close our eyes and get comfortable, put your feet on the floor, make sure you're connected and grounded there. Feel your back on the chair. Feel the breath go in and out of your lungs, your torso expand and contract. Nice deep breath in and out. And just the rhythm of your heart guiding your breath. And as you feel the lungs expanding, the air going in and out, feel that space around your heart. Maybe you can feel it beating. Just be present with it. Again, feel your feet on the floor, your chair on the back. And as we take our seat, we sit within our heart. We feel alive and connected to everything that is around us, whether internally or externally. And as you sit down in the little chair in your heart, it's very comfortable. You have your wonderful object with you, comforting you, really enjoying it. And you look about a meter in front of you and you can see the fire burning. And it's just a lovely, warm, flickering, crackling, little bit of smoke rising up. And as you look into it, you start to envision how lovely it is to be there, how warm and comfortable you feel. And we're all together around the campfire, but we all have our own little space. The space within our heart belongs to only us. And we sit around the campfire and we wonder who we would like to have join us. So we're going to call in one of our pets, whether it's our own pet or somebody else's pet that we have an affection for. Just some animal, sentient being, could be anything, could be a cricket, could be a dog, could be an elephant, whatever you feel called, whoever shows up for you. You just sit there with your object and just allow your pet to arrive. And they will sit beside you at the campfire. They're not disruptive or disturbing, they're just enjoying it with you. And they're looking at the campfire and they're looking up at you. Can you imagine what a pet would think about us lounging around the fire, because they know how it feels. They love that warmth, like the warmth of the sun. So your pet at your side, just look at them, take in their shape and their size. We have a little breathe in of the fresh air that's around you and really connect with your pet and their energy that they bring. All pets have their own spirit, their own essence. What are their qualities? What kind of quality are they wanting to share with you in this moment? So thank your pet for showing up. Thank them for sharing the moment with you. As you gaze back at your fire, you see it's just a small little flicker of a flame and it's time to go. So you arrive back in your heart and you leave your chair and you come back into this room that you're in and feel your feet on the floor and your back on the chair. And you take a deep breath and let it out and open your eyes. Thank you, ladies. Okay, well, I bet you know what's next. I want to know who showed up, if anybody showed up, and what that might mean for you. Okay, Yaz, how about you? Did you have a pet show up beside you at your campfire?
Well, I had two things, like obviously Scooby, right? But Scooby's not just a pet. This is going to sound weird, but we were bunny people before. We were rabbit people, and when I was a kid, I had dogs, but they were family dogs. It wasn't actually mine. But Scooby, like when you put a rabbit on your shoulder and you groom it, you know, like it talks to you, like. But he talks like that when you're close to him, you know. So like it's weird, and then we had this bunny called Twix, and she would like be hair dried in a certain way. She would put a paw up, and then she'd turn and twist. And is it only a way that Twix would know? And he does that.
Oh.
It's really weird, you know. So it's like he's all my pets in one. But what showed up as well was an octopus. I got a giant stuffed one over there, but like I think I took on the spirit animal as an octopus a while ago. The kids are really young. I'm not sure what year, but it was at least about 20 years, well, 15, 20 years ago. But like octopuses have 3 hats. And I really could do with a couple of spare hats at the time, you know. So I really took on the being an octopus. And octopuses are highly intelligent, and they swim around, and they seem always warm. I'm not sure if they hang out in cold waters, but in my world they were warm. You know. So it was me and my octopus, and on a beach, and the campfire was on the beach as well, near, so the octopus could crawl out of the ocean to sit by me and hug me with all these 8 arms, and it was nice. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Oh my goodness. An octopus. Interesting. Okay, Lori, how about you? Who showed up for you?
Yeah, well, I had several. I was an animal lover, am still, but as a child, I loved animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian. I just had a big heart for animals. And so my mind went to just my childhood pet, who her name was Shasta, and she was my dog's puppy. And so she was like my dog. You know, everyone sometimes has a family dog. Well, she was my dog. So she was just real. I don't know if you've seen any movies from way back when called Benji. She was just like a mutt and just no particular look, or she just was a shaggy, sweet dog. But so she came up, and then our family dog, who passed away probably about 4 years ago. She was a golden retriever, and golden retrievers are very friendly, very, very loving. And Nellie just had a way of knowing if I needed her, and she would just come by my side and sit. And she did this thing where she would put her face on my lap and then just look up at me. And so, yeah, Nellie became kind of my pal at the fireside today. So it was nice to revisit with sweet Nellie.
Beautiful. Lovely. Thank you. Okay, Roxanne, how about you? Oops. Oops, wrong. Ignore the timer.
It's all good. So for me, I grew up on a farm, predominantly horses and a few of everything else that felt, but it was mainly horses and cats. Those are my animals, my spirit animals. I've always gravitated towards them. I'm not scared of them. I love dogs, but cats and horses. And there was a horse, her name was Casonia, and I was about 9 at the time, and she unfortunately got an assist, and with horses you end up having to put them down, sadly. But every time I would go down to the stables, she would come and look for me, and she just knew. I mean, I was tiny back then, not just because I was 9, but I was really skinny and tiny, and she would just know I was coming. And she was gigantic for me back then, but I was never scared of her. I was scared of all the other animals on the farm, but never her. And then I think my spirit animal that really came to me was my cat, Basil. I had loads of cats. I lived on another farm in Cape Town, and I became a halfway home for a bunch of cats that we were supposed to rescue and home them. And then I ended up naming all of them and kept them. We had all 7. And he was hand-reared from tiny, so he had no instincts, and he thought he was human. So he used to climb into the bed with me under the duvet and hold on to me like a human. And if we walked around the farm, he would follow me. And unfortunately, that's what got to him. The dogs on the farm, no instincts, and something happened, and he had to move on. But he was a cat that wasn't a cat. I don't have children of my own because of endometriosis, and so I've always felt drawn, but now I got my boy, Zeus, who was here fighting just now. I was trying to stop him. They come from South Africa. We brought them over, and he is by far, out of all the animals I've had, and I've had loads, he is my spirit animal. He knows if I'm not well. He knows if it's that time of the month. He won't come up to me any other time on the bed, but that time he'll come and he'll lie over me. He just knows, and we have such a connection. Yeah, that's my
Love.
boy.
Oh,
My
that's
spirit
so
animal.
lovely. Pets and
Mm.
animals are so beautiful, aren't they? They just bring so much joy and energy and
Absolutely.
unconditional love. They really
They
bring.
teach us how to love unconditionally because they're so
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, they are very, very good at it. And it doesn't, again, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, your cat in your house or your dog in your house or your farm animal. They all resonate with that. And they, you know, they can feel you and they know how you feel, right? Like you said, they would come and snuggle with you. Lori, you said, you know, we'd put his face on you, on your lap. And yes, I know you didn't have an octopus wrapped around you, but I know you love Scooby. So right? These are so beautiful. And for me this time, I think maybe because I mentioned the elephant, I had an elephant come, a small, but he was small, like, you know, like little, like a miniature thing. And he sat there beside me. And I don't know, because I've been thinking about this lately also, but the trunk, you know, how it's supposed to be good luck when their trunk is up. So he has his little trunk up, like that's all really I could see from the side of the chair, just his little trunk there. So I'm not really sure exactly what this, I have to do a little meditation on that and see what that might mean for me. I too had pets when I was growing up, and I live here on a horse rescue, so it's pretty amazing. And yeah, the inner power of that pet and the way that it loves and we can love back. And for me, the pet that we meet at the campfire is represents our inner heart. So you know, the love and the joy and the comfort and the all of the things that make us feel special and unconditionally loved, I guess, ultimately. Yeah, so our pet that we just chose, keep that in mind because that's going to come up again for our, well, that would be tomorrow. But right now we're going to do something else with, got these cards. Anybody does cards around here, but these ones are from the Pacific Northwest. It is Jody Bergsma. She's an artist there. So that's close to where I grew up. She had an art studio close to in a little town near where I lived. So it was always, you know, always connected to her art. So I really love these cards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a card for each of you. And this is going to be a representation of your wildflower spirit animal that you're not representing. They are coming through you. They are going to be with you during these games, and the relations that they have, you know, they all have their own essence, they all have their own qualities, they all have their own ways in which they move in the world. So let's see how you connect with them and how you feel about having well, let's just see what goes. Let's see what happens here. All right, so I'm going to choose in the same order that we did before. So I shuffled them up a little bit, and we'll start with Yaz. So Yaz, I'll pull them each, and then you can think about them for a second, and then we'll have a chat about them. So Yaz, you have the Shaman card. I'll show it to you a little bit better. I'll read it to you first. It says, you are the creator and magician. You know, use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirit and I should really put my glasses on, and glide through the world. Okay, put your glasses on, Tammy, because I think I'm getting the wrong word. That does not say world, it says void. Okay, sorry, Yaz. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the element spirit and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So this is your card. This is, oh, this way. So it has the ravens and it has the indigenous totem poles and mountains. Okay, Lori, what do you get? Oh, the elephant.
Oh,
Okay, this one says greatness. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success.
aw.
See the whole thing there? That's interesting since I got the elephant at the campfire. All right, Roxanne. Ooh, the bee. Okay.
Interesting.
B, community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance.
I'll take that.
I like it also matches what you're wearing today. Do they all?
Very cool.
That would be really weird if they did. Okay, Yaz is wearing, yeah, pink. The crows are not pink, or the ravens are not pink. Okay, and for myself. Ooh. Is it the jaguar? Yep, the black jaguar, the old soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Well, that's what I'm doing right here, right now. So, Yaz, would you like to go first? And how do you feel? How do you feel about the raven? How do you connect with the shaman? That's the raven.
I kind of love it because it said it about being a magical creator. And that's what I'm about, you know. So like I create my stuff, and it's just amazing how what humans can do, you know. And I love how you brought up the animals, because in my past, when I was coaching these people, they couldn't get over their humanness. Like humans have to behave in a certain way. So when you give them, or when they give themselves like an animal, it's easy to leave the humanness around, about the lists and to, you know, the kids and the bills and the work. All that goes when you're an animal, and you just become something really extra awesome. And it is a part of you, but it's a part of you that doesn't have to be human. All it has to play and create and have fun and just be as awesome. But like we can tap into that whenever we want. So I'm really appreciative for you bringing this to everyone. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome. I'm feeling this for you because ravens, they like shiny things. They like, right? And they would love your lantern. I think they love your lantern. Okay. Lori, elephant, greatness.
Yes, I'm gonna have to get what you read later. I loved that. It really spoke to my heart. So what I remember is that full of love, wisdom and leadership, I think were some of the things that,
I can read it again.
oh, okay, sure.
Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success.
I love that. That is almost, I mean, it pretty much is describing kind of the season I'm in right now. I've always very much wanted to show love and be loved. And so love is like just a foundational, you know, value in my life. I think, I really like resonated with that card. I was like, if you could pick one, I don't know how many cards are in the deck, but I feel like you just picked the perfect one for me. So it just made me very warm and fuzzy inside. But yeah, this season of my life is, I'm coming out of a time where, the kids are grown, and I'm coming into a time where it's for me, you know, for the first time in my life, my question is, what do I want to do? What, you know, and a lot of that, lately and in these last few months, just this bubbling up of wanting to be more of a leader and wanting to give more, you know, and love more and grow more. It's just a really fun season. And so thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I loved it.
Welcome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Rox, what about you?
I remember it was a B, but I
Yep.
can't remember what it was.
I
Can you
will
read it
read-
again, please?
absolutely.
And then can I ask you, can you take a photo of it and maybe share it in the chat
Sure.
or in the group
I
after?
will.
I'd love to save that.
Yeah, for sure. I'll put it in the comments also so other people can connect with.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll give them a card too. Oh, let's do
Ooh,
that. Okay,
light bulb.
Roxanne, you go first, love. And it's B, community. It says, you are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance.
Right, yes, short and sweet, just like bees, honey. So, like Laurie was saying, it's quite connected to where I am in my life right now. Ever since I mean, I'm 44 this year. Ever since I was 22, I was ready to have a child. I had my a business at the time. I was married and had all the dogs and the house and was ready, and never received one. And I always spent my life in corporates and growing businesses of my own, running other people's businesses, quite the alpha, not the feminine type, and always wanted a child and never received one. And so I acquired animals along the way. And then in 2020, this chose me. And now today, what I do touches lives everywhere. I didn't choose it. It chose me. I just happened to learn how to be skillful at a talent that every human being who is suffering with pain and disease and some kind of issue, I can help. And so that card actually resonates because, like, we can't live without bees. Bees pollinate, they fertilize. We would all be extinct without bees. And I'm not saying that everybody needs me more than anybody else, but it's just such a nice feeling to know that I'm actually where I'm meant to be, that I excuse the pun, that I didn't miss a whole life, that I didn't feel left out, that I look at people with children and I never go, oh, why couldn't I be a mom? Like, I never have that. But it's nice to know that something sweet's coming my way and I just need to keep buzzing my wings and helping and creating community and knowing that something sweet's coming my way. So I actually really like that card. And when I was little, my favorite cartoon was Maya the Bee. Just thought I would let you know. If anybody remembers Maya the Bee, I don't know if that was maybe a South African thing, but
We didn't have Maya the Bee here in North America that I know of. Yes, did you know of Maya the Bee?
I remember a bee, like a big, like a girl bee. I don't know whether it was Maya, but it could be.
It could
could
be.
be many bees.
There's
But
a
yeah,
lot
that I was hoping for the cat.
There's a
I
lot
would
of
have loved the jaguar, but that wouldn't resonate as much as the
right.
bee card.
Okay, well, super interesting. Okay, let me pull a card for the people watching first, and we'll see.
Tammy,
Yeah.
can we hear yours first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you keep leaving yourself out.
Well, I was going to pull the other one first, but then I'll read this first. Okay. So Black Jaguar, old soul, walk through life with the confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. So for me, the Black Jaguar resonates from the shamanic presence. It's one of the 4 directions, and it's means fearless, and they have no predators, and they are they walk through the world without angst or anything. They're just there, they're living their lives, they're doing their thing without any worries. And I feel that way in my own being now. I don't fear anything. I don't fear death. I don't fear regular things, right? Like people ostracization or being left out or being put out on the street or anything that life has to throw. I have no fear. So I really absolutely resonate with this card and feel so honored that I'm even being close to what this card means. So yeah. Yay me. Thank you. It's yeah, it's something I've been working towards and will continue to work towards, I think, probably for the rest of my life. So let's
I think it suits you.
thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. It would have suited you with your black outfit and your dark hair today. Lovely. So for our collective, let's see, what do we have? Chickadees. Can you see it? Not really. I know it's really hard to get, right? How's that? Better? I'll read it to you, of course. Oh no, it's the squirrel. It's not the chickadees. Look at that. Well, that's even more interesting. You see the squirrel there? Where is he?
Oh,
Here.
yeah.
Okay, so this is for all the people watching. So make sure you keep this in mind. The squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. Right? So the collective, like I think about little squirrels running around, getting all their stuff, gathering information, gathering people to their tribe, gathering their tools to use to heal. So yes, our collective can be the squirrel, and they're like fun too. So we have a lot of squirrels here. They run around like crazy. They were chittering at me this morning when I was outside. So yeah, they have a fun, playful presence, which I really appreciate. So hopefully our communities are watching and playing along here with us. And let me see. Oh, I just love these cards. I really love her artwork. Is just amazing. And Laura, you said weren't too sure how many cards. I think you were the one who asked that. I don't know how many cards are in this deck. But they're all equally as lovely, and the artwork is, you know, super special. So I really appreciate those cards. I love doing cards. I do them all the time to just keep myself, you know, on top of myself, I guess. Because if I pull one and it says some sort of, you know, a little message, am I resonating that? Am I there? Do I need to work towards that? So it's always like something that's nice for me to connect with. So next time, so this your pet is your inner heart, your inner strength, your what you resonate with on the inside, and your spirit animal that you've just been given is your strength on the outside. It's a kind of a guide. It's somebody that will walk with you in your journey. So I picture you all right now. I see, you know, Yaz, she has the raven on her shoulder, and Lori, she's on the elephant. She's riding the elephant. And Roxanne, you are collecting honey, and you are bringing the honey, the nourishment, the food, the wisdom that comes with that. And yes, I love them all. And I guess I'm just clearing the path and making sure nobody's gonna come in our realm. And yeah, I really honor all of you for coming today. I really appreciate your playing along and participating. And yes, we're going to talk a little bit more about our spirit animal and our pet next time when we're together. And let me see. Do we have anything else? Anybody have any final words they would like to say for today? Yes, we'll start with you.
I just want to say thank you, because I love how it comes around. It's like spirals. It's like they're all connected, and we started off with connection and the anthem, and then it kind of went even further and deeper, and it was beautiful. And I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really thankful.
Thank you. It's lovely to have you. Lori, how about you?
Yeah, I will just second that. I'm just very grateful and thankful for you, Tammy, and for you bringing people together and creating a space where people can come and tell their story and share their wisdom. And so you're giving a lot of people like us, because there's so many other people in this group, a place to come and gather. And so you're like the warm fire of the campfire, and we're just all coming around you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Roxanne?
Not much more I can say to top that, and that's saying something for me. I don't always have something to say, but yeah, I mean, Tammy, I have said from the beginning, you know, this is a very different, unique group that you have created, and we always attract the right tribe, and I think that's important, to find your tribe. And I didn't know what to expect with these catapult games, You definitely have brought a very interesting aspect to it. And just like Yaz says, you have this way of positioning us independently or individually, and then by the end of it we kind of all feel like we in the same room together. We've learned more about each other, we feel more connected. I think that makes us feel both strong and vulnerable, which is nice actually. It's how you learn to connect more, I guess. And like Laurie says, we able to each time I do this with you, no time is the same. And I'm left feeling more humbled, more connected, more, yeah, found my people. Like, I think that's just, and it's easier to have a voice in that space. So again, thank you.
Beautiful. You're welcome. Thank you all. My goodness. Yes, our tribe. Oh,
Giant bee just come by. Did you see it?
a bee. Oh,
Giant one about that big just come by me. You must have seen it.
I was
No.
coming to say hi.
see, we are connected. Right? We
Yeah,
are
I'm looking for the elephant now.
elephant in the room. Ugh. Oh dear. Well, I wanted to say thank you all for coming also. And I really love how we're growing together. And it's about, for me, we could have come on here and just done, regular practices or whatever. But I wanted to make it so that it was interactive, both for people watching and maybe in the future who might watch, and for us to learn more about each other as humans, as what we bring and what we have to offer, not just what we do in the world, not just our job, but who we are as people. And I think that's the part that we connect with. Even the people out there, the Women's Wellness Network, ENTV Today, right? We connect with each other in our heart and at that core and at that level. And then we decide who we can work with, who we choose as a facilitator, who we choose as a therapist, as a mentor, as a guide, as a teacher, any of those things, right? To know them first on the inside lets you have that. And I think it's super important. So I would like to say thank you all for coming today. Thank you everybody for watching ENTV Today and the Women's Wellness Network. And go Wildflowers. We will see you again tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, later today. Sorry about that. Later today, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll put a little bit of this practice that we've just done together in a whole new way. So hopefully you'll join us then. And if not, you can always catch the replay. And otherwise, come and join us on the Women's Wellness Network. We would love to have you over there. And until then, everybody be well. And thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
As you're having to sit here and bear with me while I find the buttons. Thank you.